point is we have not massively expanded the welfare state. That's just not true. When you take a look at it, actually, that the levers of support that we provide to folks who are willing to work hard are not that different than they were 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. You and I took advantage of certain things. I don't know about you, but I got some loans to go to college. GI Bill, is that a nanny state? My grandfather came back from World War II. You're about to write a book on World War II. Smartest thing we ever did was make an investment in the American people when those guys came back from war. That's what created our middle class.
Well, that was President Obama telling Bill O'Reilly before the Super Bowl that his administration has not expanded the welfare state. And he suggested that the GI Bill, which gives educational aid to our nation's heroes, is under the same roof as handing out food stamps. It's all welfare. Really? Is that a fair comparison? Join us right now, retired Navy SEAL and Harvard graduate who is currently on the GI Bill, Scott Taylor, who joins us. He is a member of the Virginia House of Delegates. Scott, thanks for joining us today from Richmond.
Thanks for having me. I'm not retired, just out.
Okay, you're just out. Although, we want your reaction when you heard the President of the United States compare the GI Bill to welfare.
Well, it's quite offensive, certainly to the millions of veterans who are out there. You know, we know what the president was doing. He was avoiding a question, but using the GI Bill as a scapegoat and trying to compare that to welfare or food stamps. And with all due respect for those Americans who actually need food stamps and need different types of welfare out there, there's a legitimate need for that out there. But, you know, you're talking about an earned entitlement that folks have earned in blood. Many have sacrificed their youth, buried their friends and brothers and sisters. I personally have buried my friends over the years, better men than me, who have signed on the dotted line for this contract to be able to use the GI Bill so that when they come back, they can get educated and be productive members in society. That's not welfare. That's an earned, contractual entitlement.
And Scott, you earned it. You were a Navy SEAL. You served in Iraq. You got shot. You earned it. It's not a handout to you.
It's certainly not. I didn't get shot. I got injured, but not shot. But many of my friends have been shot, and certainly their friends have been shot. So they definitely earned this in blood, many of them. And again, you know, we look at the GI Bill, the history of the GI Bill, and that's what propelled the American middle class and created the American dream. So this entitlement, if you will, is certainly not welfare. It's something that our GIs have earned and will continue to earn, and it's contractual. It's not like food stamps or disability that's expanded exponentially under this president. It would have been nice if he would have talked to that specific, to the handouts, and quite frankly, with welfare, it could learn from the GI Bill and use it in the programs could be changed in a way that they're hand-ups, not handouts.
Sure. And ultimately, through the GI Bill, people wind up with jobs. You just mentioned food stamps. We got some stats on the households in the country receiving food stamps right now. Record 20% in 2013. That is up from just 14% in 2009. Scott, since you've got a story that people are listening to right now, tell us about how the GI Bill helped you go to Harvard.
Well, sure. Well, I was raised by a single mother on the nice eastern shore of Maryland. We didn't have money growing up, and when I went to serve the country, that was something that I signed on the dotted line. We actually paid into the GI Bill then. Yep. But leaving the military, I started my own business. But having the ability to go to Harvard, which became a yellow ribbon program, which I would have never have been able to go had the GI Bill not been available to me. It helps me expand my education, of course, and come on here on Fox and talk about international relations, which is what I studied there. And myself and plenty of other folks out there. I mean, there are jobs that require degrees, regardless of your background, and it's just a earned contractual entitlement that will help our veterans become productive citizens in America and propel this economy forward.
Surely. It has worked for millions. It worked for you. Scott Taylor, thank you very much for sharing your story.
Always great to be with you.
The GI Bill is not welfare. All right. Scott, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 20 minutes now after the top of the hour. What do you think about what the president said? Email us, friends@foxnews.com, or you could Facebook us or Twitter us.